Warning: the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Geoguessr. We have two pro leagues to do today. We have the Troll Out League and the Stay Safe League, which are both finishing their 6th and 7th week in that order, with only a few more to go after this, which this is going to end in 45 minutes. We have 6 more legs and 7 more legs. This is incredible. I can't believe how fast these legs are coming to a close. Now, obviously, they're not as multiple. Like, we have 50, 50, 48, and 50. Like, that's a lot of legs. These are 20 and 21, so obviously it makes sense that we're going to finish those first. It also looks like the Rural World is coming to a close. World League is kind of getting there. We're still just about halfway. And then Diverse World, still about halfway. And then this is just the Six Strings Discord League. So if you're in the Six Strings Discord, you gotta join this Pro League. Only 8 people are registered so far. We're starting off today with the Stay Safe League and then finishing with the Troll Out League. It seems to just be the way we do it. Again, I don't know what map to expect next. But we're not doing so great. We're in 27th. We're not too far out of top 25. But we haven't exactly gotten some maps that we're good at. Let's just put it that way. So let's start off with this current leg and where cars don't go. So this is going to be a bunch of Trekker views. And the whole point of this was to explore outside, right? So it's kind of looking like we're stuck around this memorial. We do have a chance to look at that. This is probably going to end up being in Mexico. Is there a way we can teleport to the road itself? Doesn't really look like it. I don't know where San Fernando is. I think our best bet is to go near probably a major city. What the fuck is that? Mexico. It says Mexico on it. I think it's 95. I don't know where any of these are. Ruta de Amistad and Gela Guria. We know we're in Mexico. That's it. That's pretty much it. A nice, I don't know, sculpture. There's another thing that says Mexico, so clearly we're in Mexico here. But where in Mexico, I couldn't tell you. I've never seen a statue or an artistic thing like this before. And it's the side of a highway. Maybe we'll get something from a billboard if we're able to go to that distance, but it's where cars don't go, so there's a good chance we're not going to be able to see too much of anything. Except, you know, the shape of fucking Mexico. What a shame. What a shame. And it does end up being a little bit further south, so actually not bad. We're 6 points out of the lead. This ends up being on the side of 2 major highways, although it's not 95. 95 is down here. That might have been 95D. Or could have been 85. Who knows? It didn't show us. Nice little path. We do have some mountains in the distance. Shit. See, I'm not the biggest player of Trekkers, right? I don't play Trekker views too often, which is exactly where cars don't go. Which is a shame, because I feel like a lot of these locations probably have their own meta to them. I think we're just so used to playing... Wow, that's actually pretty incredible. We're so used to playing with the meta of the car and the side of the road and all that when we don't have those to our ability, and we have to rely on looking around at the dirt and the mountains and stuff like that we just struggle. It does look like we have water kind of to our north. We do have a town. We do have like almost sheer cliffs. I don't know where this would be. I would probably think it's safe to assume South America and or Europe. We do have, I don't even know. There's the European Union sign. Rochelle Butil. Is that French? But French doesn't have like cliffs like this. Unless it's down here. And it's on course. Corsica. Or it's Reunion, which would make sense. So it was French, and it was an island. It just wasn't the correct island. That actually makes sense. If we would have gotten Reunion as a car, we would have seen a roof rack. The roof rack in the French would have totally told us exactly where we needed to be. We're actually in a museum. The Caliph and the Crown Prince. Can we figure out what museum, or even what country this museum is in? The mosque. I feel like that's French. But that's Spanish. The Medina. Yeah, it's definitely Spanish. Does that mean we're in Spain? Does that mean we're in Mexico? There's a lot of places where people speak Spanish. It's not like we're stuck to a single country. Although a lot of this feels European for some reason. And it could be just that one exhibit. I don't know. The Caliph's at the top of the social hierarchy. Alcazar? I don't know where Alcazar is. Among the spikes of the river, the Caliph was his own private residence, the building given over to ceremonial use, blah, 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 blah. House of Power. Alcazar again. Alcazar again. It doesn't say anything about where the Alcazar is. Sometimes some of these are like, oh, in the middle of the Yucatan Peninsula. And that doesn't. Although... Fuck. I guess we're going with Spain. We suck. We suck. But this is kind of cool. You don't get to see museum views too often. Continue the tour. We're out of time. And it does end up being Spain, and ends up being outside of Cordoba. Is this listed? The Centro de Visitanes de Medinas El Zara. Whatever the fuck that means. At least we got the country correct. We do have some cacti. This feels like it's probably the Colorado River. Does that mean we're in the United States? Probably not. I can see this being maybe Mexico. It can be the Southwest United States, right? Like 100%. The United States does have cacti like these. And that cactus is actually like 400 years old. Because I believe these little spouts take like 100 years to form. And they can only form one at a time. So if it has 5 spouts, it's like 500 years old. Or along that process. Maybe I'm wrong. There's a cactus that does that though. So, but we have cacti. We have access to a river to our south. I could see that being the Colorado River. Obviously, we're nowhere near the Grand Canyon because look around you, but doesn't mean too much of anything. It could also be in Mexico. Now, I doubt we're going to find anything that has a sign that has language on it, which would be incredibly helpful. So we're going to have to make a basic assumption and probably point optimize down here. Now, the Colorado River is up here. It doesn't have to be the Colorado River. It's just a river that flows through an area like this. It could be any small or large river. Maybe it's something we've never heard of before. But clearly, nothing that way, and we're out of time as we go south. So, hoping for some fucking luck here. I don't think we're at a border. And it does end up being Arizona. It just ends up being a lot closer to Phoenix. At a place called Lake Pleasant, so that's not actually a river. But that is the Pipeline Canyon Trail, which I must admit I've never heard of before. But we're not doing too bad. We have a train. I think we're in Japan. We're probably in Japan. Why would there be a train engine here? That doesn't make sense to me. I'm not, opposed to having trains around. Trains are cool. You know, my brother-in-law loves trains, but at a mall? Why is there a train? We're going to see if we can't find any phone numbers while we're walking around. We're outside of an Aeon Mall, an Eon Mall. We might be able to go inside the mall. Nope. So we just know Japan. Obviously, it's always safer to assume major cities. That doesn't mean we're in Tokyo. We could be in, I don't know, any major city. We were able to get to a road, though, so that's kind of cool. We were able to go from where cars don't go to where cars do go, but that doesn't help us with figuring out where we are. Is that a blue sign? No, that's a billboard. Shit. We don't have much time. I don't think it's Tokyo. Nagoya, maybe. But that's making a play. Like, actually making a play. That says Kaita. We don't really have time to move our guess, sadly. But hopefully that's a good guess. And it ends up being Hiroshima, actually. And that was the not marked train, but marked kinda sorta. Not bad. Obviously, Reunion being the biggest fuck up we had. But can you really blame us? We didn't even look for the sun, to be honest. And we just saw French and mountains, so we went with a close place that was French and had mountains. It happens. Definitely happens. We placed 18th, right in front of Mr. Blue. We're behind 59, Wolf Trekker, Calamity, Radu, behind a few people. And only 39 people have played it. So, that's a little better than halfway. Not bad. But we do still have the Troll Out League. And this league is here to kill us. We are in 17th, mainly because 20 people play this fucking league. A lot of people gave up on it. As you could see from the wonderful list of things we've already played, you're not expected to do well in this. This is also a 4. So, the image you see is the image you get. Good luck, I guess, right? Australia only blurries. See? This is the type of troll we like. You get Australia only, and you only get blurries. Now, I believe a lot of the blurries do exist in Western Australia and not much place, nowhere else. We have a dirt road in the middle of nowhere. Dirt road in the middle of nowhere, Western Australia, makes sense to me. And we're 466 miles off, and it's a dirt road in the middle of nowhere in Western Australia. So we get the section of Australia correct, but not quite anything else. We do have a house here. It looks like we have another dirt road. The fact that this is only blurries in Australia, you do have to rely on temperatures and where certain things feel like certain places. And I feel like this is more Queensland, Northern Territories, but I wouldn't be surprised if we end up being down here because it's Australia and I don't understand Australia. And it does end up being South Australia. But as you can see, you need to get a really good score and a really good guess to be able to get a decent score. We do have white license plates, so it's not New South Wales, although it does feel like it is a popular area. Maybe Victoria. Maybe Ballarat. Maybe. Or maybe Western Australia again at Jungun or Billunga or Broome. Cable Beach, actually. Easiest one to pronounce. Last one I go for. Definitely feels like a major highway. We'll go with Queensland here just for shits and giggles. And it ends up being Western Australia. We're getting a lot of Western Australia. Maybe we just leave it in Western Australia. If we can get a good enough guess here, and I'm talking like 4,800 points, we might have a chance to beat Radu here. And I'm going to go right here. If we can get 4,800 points, we have a chance. We did not get 4,800 points, so we don't have a chance. Middle of nowhere. It's everything was the middle of fucking nowhere. We had 3 in Western Australia, 1 in South, and 1 in New South Wales. Obviously, with 3 in Western Australia, it made more sense to guess Western Australia than anywhere else. We didn't know that. Raiders in first place at almost 8,000 points. So, as you can see, where we're fucking around with. Kurt in 9th, the 6th string in 10th. Alec is in 13th. Taurus in 16th. We're in 19th. Mr. Blue's in 21st. Calamity's in 20th. Yellow Skarmory in 24th. And 26 people have played. Very tough. This is not intended to be easy. I just want to point that out. It's not. So the fact that people are getting 8,000 points and Radu usually gets 24,000 plus just goes to show how stupid some of these fucking challenges are. But they're fun. That's the whole point of them. They're supposed to be fun. But that is going to be where we call it for the day. So thank you all so much for being here. I do hope you all enjoyed. And we'll be back. If you're watching this, the second it comes out, we'll be on Twitch as you watch it. So come over and say hi. If not, there should be a video out around 3:15, depending on how the internet is today. But until then, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. And bye-bye.